What's going on, family? Want to welcome you to yet another episode of Talk Townsend. We're here. I am your host, Chris Townsend, and I'm excited about this podcast. I'm excited that you have taken the opportunity another week to listen and to join in. And it is my hope and trust and prayer that you would gain something from these podcasts as you listen. I hope that this is helping you on your daily journey, this journey that we call life. Let's jump right in. Today, I want to talk about enlarged territory. I want to talk about enlarged territory. I feel like the season that we are going into, I believe that God is preparing us for an enlarged territory. He's preparing us for a greater space. He's creating opportunities and connections for more. And so where we are right now is not where we have been designed to end, but God is calling for us to go higher. He's calling for us not only to go higher, but to be like those fishermen in the Bible and to launch out into the deep because there is more. There's greater that's on the way. And I believe that some of you that are listening or watching this podcast, you have been confined and locked in to small spaces for so long that you feel like that has become normal. You've been locked in into these tight, compacted places and spaces, and you've tried to fit in areas that were not designed for you, and that has caused you to be claustrophobic in the spirit. And so I'm talking to you on today to let you know that claustrophobia will not be the ending, that claustrophobia will not be what you will be defined as. You will no longer associate with that word because God is expanding your reach. He's expanding your grip. He's expanding your reach. He's expanding your connections and your relationships. He's expanding your avenues and such like. And so on today, I just want to talk about how when we deal with the topic of enlarged territory, I want us to prepare ourselves to begin to cross borders. That's right. You have to equip yourself and prepare yourself to cross borders. You were not designed to stay where you are. Sometimes it's hard. Understand that when you cross a border, there is certain identification that you have to have. There are certain credentials that you need in order to cross certain borders. And so I believe that in this next season that you're getting ready to go into, because it's going to be larger than the season that you're coming out of, you have to prepare yourself to cross borders. It's not going to be easy. but you can do it. Why? Because you have been equipped with everything that you need. You've already got it. You've got your spiritual passport, and therefore you are ready. You've got your spiritual ID. You know who you are. You know whose you are. You know what you have been created for. And so because you know all of these things, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Because God is on the inside of you, that gives you your identification in him, and it helps you to know who you are, and therefore you have all the credentials needed in order to cross borders. You have what you need in order to cross borders. But I want you to also know that when you cross these borders, you will then be stepping into more. Yes, that's right. You will be crossing over into more than what you have been used to, more than what you have become accustomed to, more than what you have seen, more than what you have experienced, more than what you were told you would be able to accomplish, more than what your mother did, more than what your father did. God has created you for more. And so you've got to prepare yourself and be ready to access this more. You're getting ready to step into some places that you had no idea God had lined up for you. The process doesn't always take off like everybody else's, and that's fine. That's okay. Just because your process did not go forth like others' process does not mean that greater was not designed for you. No, it just means that there's more than one way to skin a cat. We've heard that. That's an old school saying. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And so because there's more than one way to do that, then I want you to know there is more than one way for you to make it to your goal. There's more than one way for you to make it to your destiny. And you thought that you were going to take this path, but God, for whatever reason, has caused you to zigzag and take different detours and avenues, but He's going to get you to the same destination. Don't give up, because He's enlarging your territory. He's enlarging your territory. I want to declare this to every listener that is listening, to every person that is watching. I want to declare to you on today, I declare that in this new season, in this next season of enlarged territory, I declare new vehicles, I declare new houses and new mercy, new miracles, new employment, new money, new life, new journeys. I declare new relationships, new connections. God is getting ready in this next season to give you a brand new start. And when you get a brand new start, that means that you can't go into a new season with old things. And so He's giving you everything new. And somebody that is listening or watching right now, I hope that this is encouraging you, even thus far, to know that God is getting ready to put things in your hands that you thought you weren't even qualified for. Don't worry. Don't worry about the lenders, for the Bible said that He was going to make the borrower the lender, and so He's going to make you the head and not the tail. This next season, He's going to place you above and not beneath. This next season, He is going to allow you to be the head and not the tail. And so I just want you to get excited, because no matter where you are right now, it doesn't look like it yet, but I am telling you that this next season is getting ready to be one of the greatest seasons of your life. Why? Because He is enlarging your territory. And understand, when He enlarges your territory, you can't go back to small, because you will not feel comfortable or normal in a place that was small and compacted. But when God enlarges your territory this time, not only is He going to enlarge your territory, but He's given you the grace and the power in order to send you on a fast trajectory into more. And so I want you to prepare yourself and strap in, because this next season is going to take off fast. Things are going to happen rapidly. They're going to happen rapidly. And you have to be ready for what God is getting ready to do. Listen, family, I believe that in this next season, you are entering into, not only is God enlarging your current territory, but He is also making things fresh. Listen, hear me. Just as the spring comes and brings new life and renewed life, God is making the things you have been connected to fresh. Yeah. And so you're getting ready to get fresh relationships and fresh connections. And sometimes that means that things have to be trimmed, things have to be pruned, things have to be cut off. But understand, God's not going to send you through this by yourself. He's going to be that tool that's going to help you to prune and to cut things away in order for the freshness and the newness to come together in your life. Listen, spring is coming. Spring is coming. And we all know what happens when spring comes. When spring comes, we're able to see the freshest and the greenest grass. When spring comes, yeah. We are able to see new life. We're able to hear birds chirping that never chirped before. We're able to see the trees get their leaves back and their color back and to spring back into life. I want to declare to somebody that's listening right now that you have been in a seemingly dead season, but you didn't die. You were just in hibernation. Yes, God. You did not die, but you were simply in hibernation while God was making and molding and recreating and reconstructing you. You didn't die in that season, nor did you give up. You didn't throw in the towel. And because of that, springtime is getting ready to come for you in the spirit. And when it comes for you, He's enlarging your territory. And when He does that, He's making all things new and fresh. Listen, family, I'm getting ready to get out of here, but I want you to know there will be no more business as usual because you can't take old things and dead things into new places. The time is now for you to begin to start cutting and chipping away at things. And you've already started the process. You're not late. And if you haven't started, it's never too late to get started. But I want you to get started now. I believe that God has sent this word. He sent this particular podcast in order to enlighten you and to light that fire on the inside of you, that spark that's burning down on the inside of you. Yeah, you feel it. You feel it even now as you're coming back to life. Spring forth. I want to declare to somebody that's listening or watching, I want to declare to you those two words: spring forth. Spring forth. You have been dormant. You have been hibernating for long enough, but the world is waiting on what God has deposited on the inside of you, because once you release it, you're going to spring forth into an enlarged territory. No more being boxed in, no more being in the square, no more being the status quo, but you're breaking out of the box. You won't be the standard, but you are going to be the original. Yeah, your story is going to be original. You're not going to follow after anybody else. There is not a cookie cutter pathway for you to follow. Why? Because the pathway that God has designed for you, nobody else has traveled that way before, but you're going to get to the same destination. What are we looking for? Enlarged territory. And with that, all things in that space will be new and fresh. I want you to prepare yourself on today to prepare for something fresh. Listen, family, I've got to go, but I wanted to encourage you on today, wherever you are, whatever state you might be in life. I want you to know, I want you to be encouraged because God is enlarging your territory. You're getting ready to walk into some new avenues. You're getting ready to bust through some brand new doors. You're getting ready to see some ways that were made for you that you had no idea were being created behind the scenes. But I want you to take courage because God sent this word and it's specifically for you on today to encourage you and to let you know that your enlarged territory is coming. It's coming. And so you've got to prepare for it. You have got to be ready for it. And now you can expect it because God has reminded us on today that He has not forgotten about us. He's not forgotten about us. And so because God didn't forget about you, I want you to get up, dust yourself off, and know that if God said it, then He's going to do it. That settles it. That's all for now, family. I'll see you again on the next Talk Townsend podcast episode. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for listening. God bless you. Until next time.